I just checked the post-game interview for Alain Vigneault, and I only caught a glimpse of it because I was flicking through Twitter, and I clicked on it, and he goes, "I thought we battled hard." Battled hard. That's the one thing that's been completely missing from the last two games, back-to-back regulation losses. Oh my god. It doesn't look like this team, it feels like it's trending in the same direction like last season was. And I absolutely hate saying that. But there is nothing that the Flyers shown in these last two games that leads me to believe you actually thought this team was playing hard and battled hard. Come on. I mean, everything they have is to the outside. Their system is essentially dump and hope it works out at this point. It's not even dump and chase. Somebody had said it was dump and pray. I forget who it was, but that's another good example. Like, it's just old. It's getting old. It's like the same things every single game, and you're not scoring. You've been shut out 3 times in your last 11 games. You scored 1.64 goals recently. You lose another guy to injury tonight, and you just played flat. Like, another horrible second period. You essentially relied on your goaltender again, and you lose this game 4-0. And you're not doing anything offensively at all. Everything is to the outside. Everything is perimeter. It's all defensemen pinching in and maybe winning a puck battle, and that's it. You have different line combinations every game. You have a power play that actually gives the other team momentum, it seems like. It's very frustrating. And we're not even at Thanksgiving yet. So that's the positive and the negative thing about this is, like, it could continue and it'd be like, oh my god, this is still Thanksgiving. We're at Thanksgiving, which I don't think is going to happen, but it's just getting old. It really is. I mean, there's so many guys on this roster that are just not doing anything. Farabee looked dreadful and has looked dreadful I cannot tell you how long. Konechny hasn't looked great. Atkinson has been invisible. Couturier hasn't even looked like himself. Claude Giroux essentially has been the only Flyer that's been showing up recently. I thought Brassard's looked well, but of course he gets injured because why wouldn't the Flyers get killed with the injury bug? Max Woman plays on your third line, which is a complete coaching issue, and I don't understand why it happened. Oscar Lindblom playing on the fourth line is... You might as well put Lindblom in the press box if you're going to do that. I see absolutely no reason for Lindblom to be playing on a fourth line. None whatsoever. It is a problem when you're going up against Tampa Bay, a team you literally played last week, and Zach McEwen was your best forward. Zach McEwen. Nothing against Zach, nothing against what he does. I love McEwen. I think he's been really good. That is an issue. When Claude Giroux and Zach McEwen were the only two guys who looked like they legitimately cared about what was going on the ice tonight. Defense was the same. Hart was in net. Tampa gets a goal early, and the Flyers actually had a good first period, which is surprising about this game. They had a good first period. Gave up a goal early, yes, but they were able to come back and get a lot of chances. Again, but everything was from the perimeter. Like, there was one specific play in this game in the third period when they were down 3-0, when Couturier just took the puck to the middle. And it felt like everybody, when Couturier did it, it felt like everybody on Tampa Bay froze. They were like, whoa. Because the Flyers didn't do it at any other point in the game. It just seems like every single game, they're easy to read. Like, everything. I just don't understand it. And the power play, they only had one chance, and it was late in the first, and then it carried over to the second period. But, like, you couldn't even get set up. You did absolutely nothing with it. And Tampa Bay had the puck in the Flyer zone for like 40 seconds of it. It's just the same things over and over and over again. I know this team is hurting with injuries. I know this team has a tough schedule this month. And I know there's a lot of things that aren't necessarily going their way right now. And I know this is a slump. This team can play better. I'm not going to sit here and overreact because, again, it's not even Thanksgiving yet. But I have to think that if Derek Brassard is out long term, If not even long term, if he's out any amount of time, Morgan Frost has to be called up. Like, and he's not even your saving grace. Like, I'm just saying, you need a center. You know, your center depth was already being tested going into this year because you had guys on injury, and it's a problem when you're relying on your goaltender constantly. And I didn't necessarily like 2 of the 4 goals Hart gave up tonight. I thought he was really deep in his net on the 4th goal, and on the first goal, I thought that was a very savable puck, but Sealer also kind of screwed him a little bit. So it is what it is. And again, I'm not blaming Carter Hart at all for this loss, but those were a couple goals I just didn't like. Atrocious second pair. I mean, Tampa's 3rd goal, you got Perry just wide open, and you have 3 Flyers going to 1. It's like the lingering things from last season that are carrying over, and you're seeing it as the games are going on, and it's a problem. I mean, it's very frustrating when this team is playing like this, and it's still very early though, I will say, and I think they can get it together, but I really don't know what has to happen. Like, they need something. They need it bad, and I don't know if Frost can do it. I don't know if they make a trade, but then again, it's so early in the season to make a move. Like, you're already going to be looking desperate if you're trying to make a trade right now. So it's like, what is going to happen? Do you have to fire somebody? Like, I personally think if they're going to fire anybody, it's Therrien. If the Flyers do look to fire someone, it is Michel Therrien. I don't think they're going to at any given time coming up. I think if they do, it's after Christmas. But I will say, I don't think Therrien has a job here much longer. Alain Vigneault, that's a different story. But I don't think they're going to fire EV. I think if anybody gets fired, it's Therrien, and it's not going to happen until after Christmas. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it was just a brutal game for the Flyers. It just overall terrible. I mean, it was the turning point in this game was Tampa Bay's 2nd goal, because you had a 3-on-2 breakout, and you get a turnover from Farabee, scramble in front, Bogosian dances around someone, throws it in front, and Sealer was kind of just down for the count, and then Stamkos scores on the rebound. And then they take 2 penalties, and then it's 3-0, and then it was just the game. It just opened the floodgates from there, and the Flyers just, again, everything they do is to the outside, man. Everything, and it's just so aggravating, and you can't do anything to continue it. It's very frustrating when you watch this team do it every single night, and everything is to the outside, and oh my god, it's just terrible. But overall, it's still early, so let me know your guys' thoughts below. Remember, guys, podcast articles, those links are on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.